Hey y'all, this is Brett, and this is my friend Christina, and
Howdy.
she's over for dinner.
Yeah.
And we're making some food, and we're going to make this video about shiitake mushrooms and how it helps you to lose weight and has all these immune boosting functions, etc. And so let's just do it.
Yeah, well, shiitakes are so wonderful because they're really delicious. They have a very meaty, savory flavor, but they're low in fat. Of course, they have almost no fat. And they're high in fiber, so they make you feel really full.
Right.
And yet, so you feel full, but you don't have to eat any fat, and that's why they help with weight loss. So what we're doing first is we're gonna fry these up, and these were dried. You can also use fresh, but these were dried mushrooms. We soaked them in this bowl here with some warm water for about half an hour, and now we're frying them in the pan.
And you squeeze the water out of them.
Squeeze the water out.
Throw them in some olive oil.
Right.
Get them cooked up.
Yep.
And then what's that right there?
And this is shiitake powder. And this is what you make the gravy with. So normally you think of gravy as being really a high-fat food that you can't eat much of, but this is gluten-free shiitake powder. It's kind of like flour made out of shiitakes. And so it will make the most delicious gravy that you can eat all you want and not feel bad about it, because it's...
Now tell me how you made that powder.
I made this powder by taking dried shiitake mushrooms. You can get them at health food stores. You can get them at your co-op. You can get them at Oriental stores.
Right.
And I ground this up in
now Oriental stores. Now people, they're not Oriental. They're Asian, right?
Right. Asian groceries.
Right. The other day I said that the people from that area were Orientals, and all kinds of people corrected me, you know. So we're never going to make that mistake again.
Right. So Asian market or international market, you can get dried shiitakes.
But Oriental rugs, that's acceptable.
Now, Brett, don't get off the topic too much. So you bring them home and you throw them into your Vitamix. If you've got one, that's the best thing to use, or a very strong blender will work. Or you can also, as Brett pointed out, you could use a coffee grinder.
Ah, yes. This is a brand new coffee grinder that I just bought the other day.
It's a big one.
And it's a really good one. It's a Mr. Coffee, if you want a good one. And I use it for grinding herbs as well. Okay, so there's lots of benefits for shiitake mushrooms, eh?
Oh, yeah. Shiitakes are like one of the most medicinal mushrooms on the planet, or foods.
I put it down to that.
Okay, good. They boost your immune system. They also will help control your immune system if it's going out of control with autoimmune disease. And it helps.
Not too much, not too little.
Right. They have wonderful anti-cancer properties. They've been shown to actually stop the growth of cancerous tumors. And they lower your cholesterol. And on top of that, they're really high in vitamins and minerals.
And they're somewhat expensive.
Well, I don't know if that's a plus.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's not a plus.
But that's why I say the dried ones at the international markets are way cheaper than getting them fresh in the store.
Yeah.
And then you can grind them up, too, to make our wonderful powder that we're going to use to make this awesome gravy.
Okay.
So we're still cooking this away.
All right, we will come back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, now what?
So now we're going to make the gravy part. We're going to put, got to put quite a bit of olive oil in a pan, or you can use butter, or really any oil you want. And then you take your shiitake powder and you sprinkle it into the oil. And I just put, it depends on how much gravy you want to make, but right now I'm going to put about 2 or 3 tablespoons in there. Just the two of us. So, and then you kind of get the flour, the
What about
shiitake.
Chakra? Chakra wants some.
Well, we'll see. We'll probably have enough for him. Her, right.
If it were a him, it'd be Chakro.
Excuse me, Chakra.
You're not Chakra, are you?
So we're getting this flour gravy stuff all nice and oiled up there.
Yeah.
Getting it all oily. And now we're going to, medium heat. And now we're going to start adding the liquid. This is the water, the soak water from the mushrooms. And we're just going to add that in a little bit at a time. And so there you go. Now it's starting to look like gravy. But like we said, this is guilt-free gravy. This is like so good for you. And
the stoner people would say shroom gravy.
Yeah, that is. But there's no psilocybin in this. Purely shiitake, which is incredibly delicious.
And we mentioned before that when you say shiitake, it's like you get to swear at the same time.
That's true.
If you say it really slow, shiitake, like that.
Exactly.
So
now we're going to let
that?
this kind of cook a little bit for just a few minutes. And meanwhile, we're going to add some other really tasty ingredients here. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder. This is all, whatever you like, but we like the nutritional yeast.
And this is the good stuff, my favorite, the Bluest Labs.
And then we're going to add a little salt.
Yeah.
And we might add more salt. Oh, some kelp. See, kelp, that is excellent. This is what we all need to eat, especially if Fukushima blows. We're going to all need lots of kelp. This is great. Fukushima, the nuclear plant, the radiation poisoning.
Oh, no, we're not thinking about that.
Kelp will help with that. So, here we go.
Is that something that's on the horizon here? I don't watch the news,
Let's not think about it. We're thinking about yummy gravy right now. It's almost Thanksgiving, so you want to be able to make a gravy that'll just blow your family out of the water.
What if you haven't seen your family for like 10 years?
Well, that's not an issue for you. Your friends. You can impress your friends with it, too. So we're going to,
you're my friend, huh?
How thick you want to make this, but it's starting to look really good. We're going to add some tamari. That's another secret ingredient. Really have to have tamari.
Is it tamari or tamarai?
It's tamari.
Okay.
Tamari. You're funny. Okay.
There are people out there that are saying, I thought it was tamarai.
I have never heard anyone even vaguely think of saying tamarai.
So that means that you're saying that I'm strange.
You are very strange, Brett, but we've already realized that. I'm going to add a little more yeast.
Will all this kind of stuff make it like thick and gooey and clog up our bodies like animal food?
No, not at all. And, if you wanted to, if you are a vegetarian that eats these things, you could put some cream in it. I would recommend some raw cream after it's cooked. That would make it really delicious. You could also put coconut milk in it. What else could we add to make it creamier? You could put almond milk, or almond or coconut would probably be what I do if you wanted it more of a cream gravy. But we're just going for the straight up brown gravy here.
And then we're going to put that on top of this root veg. Watch the dog. We're going to put that on these root veggies. That looks good, huh? And look, that's a poblano pepper.
Okay, Brett, are you ready to taste this amazing
I learned
gravy?
the pronunciation of that, too. I was saying poblano in a video the other day. It's poblano.
That's silly. Okay, here's the gravy. You want to taste it?
It's good. And I feel as though I lost weight already.
Yeah, well, I used to be 260 pounds.
No.
Just from eating this gravy. No, I'm just kidding.
260 pounds. Imagine,
No, but true, this
imagine
is like...
this body with 260 pounds of weight on it. It wouldn't be possible.
But you really do feel like you're eating a really fattening food when you eat this gravy because it's so good and it's so rich and creamy, and it is not fattening at all.
I think that you and I are really personable and that we should have our own television show.
We could. The good news show, all the good news in the world, because we hear a bunch of crappy news. So.
Well, you don't even know about the Good News Network, do you? Did I tell you about that?
No.
TheGoodNewsNetwork.org sends me 10 good news stories every week.
Oh, that's
and I've done a couple of videos on this already, but if you go register with them, you give them your email and they'll send you 10 good news stories, and they usually have little video clips attached to them, and it's really good.
Okay, well, what do you think it needs?
Is it done?
I'd say it's pretty done. It's just according to taste.
I think it's good.
Okay,
Let's eat.
so now we're going to put the rest. Here's the part. We put the other shiitakes that we already toasted and fried. We didn't toast them. We fried them till they were toasty. And nice and golden brown. And we set them aside. And now we're reincorporating them into the gravy. And makes it extra specially yummy good. So you let that kind of sit there and soak up the gravy for a little bit. You can add a little more tamari, whatever you want, and it's ready to go.
All right.
Yum.
Okay, we'll come back in a second and we're going to eat some. Mmm.
Yummy.
That looks good, huh?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of light over there in the kitchen, so we wanted to show you these plates over here, but yeah, I'm telling you. See that?
Shiitake goodness.
And
we mentioned that shiitakes are really high in protein too. So when you eat them, you get the feeling like you've had meat, even if you haven't had any meat. They really fill you up and make you feel really satisfied.
And if you feel really good, then it's possible that you could bring really incredible things into your life. Like the next day, like maybe someone would give you $100,000 or like. You win the lotto or something.
Yeah.
You can't imagine how many
shiitake gravy. Anything could happen.
Okay, well that's all, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the video.
Bye. Bye.